I did not see that duck that was right there, and he flew away and scared the bejesus out of me. Well, today we are in Jasper National Park, showing you guys another campground you guys can explore. And this one, it's called the Wabasso Campground. As you can see the sign behind me here, these guys are going to be opening in a couple of days, and I came to show you guys everything you need to know. So the Wabasso Campground is fairly easy to get to. So once you get to Jasper, if you come straight south on Highway 93, you'll hit the gates, and then you want to turn on 93A, which leads towards the Marmot Basin ski resort and also the Edith Cavell, and then you keep going down following the river on the other side, and then you're going to hit Wabasso Campground. This is the last campground before you reach back on 93, because if I keep going south here, eventually I'm going to hit the Whirlpool River and the Moab Lake and the Geraldine Lakes Road, and then you get to the Athabasca Falls, and then you're back onto the main highway leading all the way back down to Banff. This is actually one of the rare campgrounds actually in Jasper National Park where you can get power. Whistler's Campground is also another one that you can get power, but they're kind of few and far between. And I normally don't care about power so much, but I like being able to charge all of my batteries for cameras and stuff because I'm recording all sorts of videos for you guys to watch. Let's head out here at Wabasso Campground and show you guys everything that you need to know to camp here this summer. Well, at Wabasso Campground, you basically got 4 loops, and each one of the loops has its own set of washrooms, except for loop A kind of has 2 because it's at the far back over there and it's kind of bigger, so there's one at both ends. And at the registration over there where we just came in, there's a sandy dump in there if you want to empty out your RV. One thing you'll notice in behind me is that a lot of the trees are missing. And this is mainly because of the pine beetle, which a lot of the areas in Jasper got affected. So a lot of these trees got cut down because they were dead anyway, so it was just a matter of time before they fell down. The only downfall is now it's a little bit windier here, but if you kind of pick a site that's more towards the edges, you might get a little bit more tree cover, and it actually protects from the wind a little bit more. So they will often keep a couple spare spots to move people around just in case they show up with an RV that's slightly too big or slightly too small. So always, always, always check the dimensions recommended for your RV and that kind of stuff, and pick your proper spot accordingly. There's also quite a few things you can do in this area. There's the Whistler's Peak at the far back there with the Sky Tram, so that's one thing that's super close. There's a bunch of little trails at the far back all around Lake Annette. We made a video about that as well, you can see on my channel. Where the golf course is, that whole area, you could spend a whole day hiking all around there. There's also Edith Cavell, that's not even that far, it's a few minutes away. You can go up there and go to Mount Edith Cavell, which is probably one of the greatest places to go and check out in Jasper National Park. And not even that far from here, there's the Athabasca Falls. And when I was here last time, we did the whole Wabasso thing where we stayed at Wabasso Campground, and then we went around on the other side of the Athabasca River and we went hiking up to Lake Wabasso. So that's also a video on my channel of us doing that hike if you guys want to check it out. So for now, let's go check out what these loops look like here at Wabasso Campground. Walking around the trail and found these big boulders, and it's like, why is there a lot of deadwood here? And I think over the years, kids camping here built their own little tree fort just by putting more trees that were deadfall up in here. It's quite funny. It would be a cool thing for a kid to explore. Well, I'm sitting on the picnic table here at site A27, but I like it because there's like a fairly large mountain of rock in behind us there. There's more kids that have done like a swing and a little shelter up there just playing around. If there's any vehicles that drive by, that wall of stone actually completely blocks all the sound. A nifty little spot here at the far end of Wabasso Campground. If you continue past the Loop A, the road extends, and extends pretty far out, but it's basically tents only. And this is one of the shelters. I'm looking in the far back corner over there, a set of USB ports to charge your phone. There's actually power here as well because there's lights on both sides. There's a stove right in here. You can keep warm or just to cook food. And there's actually one regular power cord right over there. Nice little spot. This reminds me a little bit of Johnston Canyon Campground, how they had very similar things like these. So I think this is the only one here in Wabasso Campground, and it's only for the people that have tents, which kind of makes sense because you don't always want to bring a huge shelter, or maybe you don't even have a large shelter to bring with you. You just have your tent. So this way you can come and make your food here. And flat level ground, picnic tables, and it's quite neat. Quite neat. I like it. The second shelter here in the far A section, which has about 40 tent-only campsites, and there's actually more trees back here than at the front section of the Wabasso Campground. A lot of the trees, they had to cut them down because of the pine beetle, but now at the back section here, you got this nice view on the edge here, and you got a nice view right over top of the ridge. And there's a bunch of campgrounds here and multiple shelters. So I almost like the Wabasso Campground for tenting at the far back, more so than anything here in Jasper National Park. So let's go check out some more of this campground. But this is a little path that follows along the river here, right in behind the Wabasso Campground. It's quite a long trail, and I think it even extends past. But you can, after you have your supper and you do all your dishes, you can come and just take a nice jaunt down the river path here, and then just enjoy the gorgeous views of the mountains and the actual river. Well, this is one of the views you can get if you stay at Wabasso Campground. And I'm Eric Tremblay, and these are my adventures. Peace out.